Hey, what's going on everyone? How you doing today? Appreciate you stopping by and checking out the video. As you saw in the description, what I'm going to be talking about is why I feel like plumbing is the best trade that you could get into. So I'm going to break this down and I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I feel like plumbing is the best trade. My list is the location of jobs. And what I mean by this is you're not going to the same place every single day. See, one of the great things about plumbing is you're never at the same location all the time, right? You're always somewhere new or somewhere different. And I love that. It's not like I'm going to the same office building every day, seeing the same old people. No, I'm going out here, like I told y'all in some of my other videos, if I'm doing, let's say I'm doing 8 calls in a day, that means I'm going to 8 different places. And I might be going anywhere from mansions to factories, um, warehouses, schools, government buildings. Like I get to go to a lot of different places. And some of these places really pique my interest. Like now when I get a call for going to a house, it's like, okay, whatever, I'm going to somebody's house. No big deal. Now I get a call for going to a mansion or a big place like that or a high-end client. I'm like, oh yeah, look at where I get to go today. Same with the factories. Man, when I get a call where I'm going to some big old factory or a place that makes some pretty neat parts, you just walk in that building like, damn, this place is sweet. I love that. I love it because every single day is different. Now, obviously, you got your repeat customers. You'll do some of the same stuff here and there, go to the same places, but you're always out and about. You're not stuck at one place. And it is great. It's amazing. It helps you get out, helps you meet new people, just gives you some fresh air. The second point that I have, and this is probably the most important, is plumbing, in my opinion, teaches you more skills than any of the other trades. And what I mean by this is, as a plumber, I'm responsible for your water, your gas, your waste sewage, and your storm water. And there's other things that are involved in there, but those are pretty much the basics, right? 4 things right off the rip I'm responsible for as a plumber. Think about an electrician. They're just responsible for the electricity. Now, obviously, there's different components, different things that they do, but it's just electrical. Same with your HVAC people. They're responsible for heating and cooling, right? They just deal with, furnaces, AC units, boilers, things like that, right? But it's just heating and cooling. Carpenters, they're just responsible for building the structure and, putting in the drywall and stuff, make it look nice. There's not a whole lot of things that they're responsible for. But me, I got a huge list of things I'm responsible for, right? So you think about it. All those skills that I have to learn to do that stuff, invaluable. And you're not going to learn that stuff dealing with the other trades. And that's why I think that one's the most important for sure. Number 3 on my list is money. Plumbers make very good money. Now, with that being said, starting off your first year, yeah, you're not going to be making a whole lot of bank. I'm going to tell you, after your 4th or 5th year, you are making more than the average person in this country. Like I've detailed in some of my other videos, it's very common as a plumber after like your 4th or 5th year, you should be making around $50,000, $60,000 a year. Take that into consideration. This isn't like a dollar for dollar state. I'm in Ohio. The cost of living is pretty average here, right? So if I make $60,000 here, that could go a pretty long way. Now, if you live somewhere like in California or New York, you're probably going to be making closer to like $80,000 or $100,000 a year, but it kind of washes at the end of the day just because your cost of living is more. So you're making more money, but you're still obviously having to spend more money. But this is just one aspect of the money. There are ways you can get away from hourly and you could go to like commissions jobs or even sales, business ownership, like I've talked about before. There's a ton of ways to make even more money than your average person in this field. And I've got videos on that. I'll probably do some more that'll break that down a little bit, how you can make money as a plumber. But definitely one of the big ones. Nobody's getting into this field to just make it. Like you can get some pretty good money here and actually have a really good living. That goes into my 4th one a little bit too, which is advancement opportunities. There are so many advancement opportunities just from becoming a plumber. Even doing plumbing, like if you were somebody that just checked it out for a year, you're like, okay, this isn't my thing, I want to move on. Even the skills that you learn from that are going to create a ton of opportunities for you. So like one of my biggest points are, since I got into plumbing, I've gotten to see pretty much every aspect of like a residential home, what goes into building it, what goes into maintaining it. So from there, I'm like, all right, I know the plumbing, I know what's involved with these houses. So what can I do with that? Well, I'm gonna get into real estate. And that's exactly what I did. We bought a house and we're currently working on fixing it up to rent it out. So you can do additional things, right? And that's just one thing. The other opportunity for advancement that I would say on this is sales. As a service plumber, a huge part of my job is sales, right? But I'm just selling plumbing stuff. You could transfer this. Like if you get good at sales, you know how to talk to people, you understand what their needs are and how to meet them, you could transfer those sales skills into something else, work for another business, and where you can make even more money or do something that's not as laborious or not getting as dirty. Like one thing I know that a lot of people that I've worked with do is if you've ever heard of like Rigid or Milwaukee, plumbers will transfer out of, especially the good sales ones. Everybody can't do this, but if you're good at sales, what they can do is they can transfer from being a plumber to being a salesperson for like I said, like Rigid or Milwaukee, where they're going out there to clients and selling them tools or trying to tell them why this product is better than the other, where they're not even having to touch plumbing systems anymore. They know about it because they've been there, so now they have the knowledge on the tools and the things they're trying to sell you, right? The other opportunity for advancement on here is business ownership. If you're somebody that's always wanted to have your own business, you can easily do that. After you put in your time as a plumber, you get to understand, be comfortable with what you're doing. It's not hard at all to start your own business at all. And that's a huge opportunity for a lot of people out here. As we know, as a business owner, that is the only way you're really going to make it in this country. You don't make it by working for people. So plumbing creates this huge opportunity where you can own your own business to make a lot of money. And my last point as to why this is the best trade is because as plumbers, we are solely responsible for protecting the health of the nation. And what I mean by that is, like I told you earlier, I'm responsible for your water, your sewage, getting stormwater out of there, and even your gas. These systems have to be protected or you will literally kill people and make them sick. If you remember back in school, and they taught you about the Black Plague, right? How many of you guys remember what that was actually caused by? Black Plague killed millions of people in Europe a couple centuries ago, right? This was caused by inadequate plumbing. Instead of having toilets where these people could flush their stuff down and keep the sewage in an area where it needs to be safe, these people are throwing crap out their windows because they got nowhere to put it. So everybody gets sick and you got these millions of people that are dying because of this. So it's really up to us to ensure that you guys are getting safe water and that you're able to dispose of your waste properly. Electricians don't have to deal with that. They just got to make sure your house don't catch on fire. HVAC doesn't have to deal with that. Carpenters don't really deal with that. And obviously they have safety things that they have to have in place to make sure your structure is good, but that's more on the engineering side too. As plumbers physically being out there, there are a lot of safety things that I have to hold on to make sure that you're good when I'm done with my job. And that's why being a plumber is even that much more important. And that's also why there are so many opportunities in this field because people don't think about that kind of stuff. They're not worried about that. But for the people that are and want to make a difference, this is the place to be. Get that money, going to different places all the time. You got career opportunities, advancement opportunities. There's so much you can do with being a plumber. You know, I've been in this field for almost 10 years now. I will probably always be in the plumbing field, but I'm going to take the skills that I know and I'm going to apply it in all these other areas to allow me to grow my business and have other things on the side as well too. So check it out. If you're considering being a plumber or getting into the trades at all, definitely check this out and really do your research on why it's important being a plumber and why we are the most important tradespeople out right now. I appreciate you stopping by and watching my video. If you have any questions or comments or you want some more information, like I tell you guys all the time, if you want to see me do a video on some particular material, just let me know. Peace.